Welcome to a special edition of Inside Politics and Inside Business. I'm Chris Varcoe, business columnist at the Calgary Herald, joined by political reporter James Wood. Yesterday, James, the NDP government made a very big move in saying that they were going to litigate in an attempt to try and stop more than, or roughly $2 billion of unprofitable coal-fired power contracts, known as PPAs, falling back into the laps of consumers. What is the political ramifications of what they've tried to do here?
Well, this was a bombshell move by the NDP. I think it caught everyone by surprise. It immediately started off a political fight going on between the NDP and the opposition parties, with the NDP basically accusing the former PC government of
bad management, I guess.
Bad management at best, malfeasance at worst. There was a lot of innuendo seeming in the minister's press conference. On the other hand, the opposition party said this is a desperate move by the NDP government to cover its own tracks for making a mistake and not knowing its own regulations properly. The other side of this is that it ticked off the power companies that the NDP has to deal with, and there were warnings about what this will mean for the investment climate in Alberta moving forward. So what do you think is going to be the impact on business and consumers?
Well, as you rightfully pointed out, there is some pretty hostile response coming from the companies which have already terminated their power contracts, their PPAs, and put them back to the balancing pool. We saw both ENMAX and Capital Power out of Edmonton both say that, they had legal contracts in place. They think they followed the contracts to the letter of the law. And it raises the specter, I guess, of investment uncertainty in the province. The government of Alberta is trying to get those kinds of companies to invest in renewable power as part of their climate plan. And it will be pretty tough, I think, to encourage them to invest in the province if this lawsuit is going on and if they think there's no certainty within the marketplace. As for consumers, what I think we do know is the fact that there's going to be billions of dollars, up to $2 billion of liability transferred onto the balancing pool, and that's going to affect consumers because that's going to mean higher rate riders coming in the months and years ahead. So it's a big deal.
And I guess one of the interesting aspects of this is that this seemed at first like potentially a bit of a legal Hail Mary by the government here to get out of a bad situation, but there are some people, some noted legal experts, who think the government maybe has a chance here and actually has a decent shot at winning this case. So that's a whole other factor at play here. One thing we do know is this is going to extend the issue out over a long period of time now that legal action is taking place.
Thanks for joining us, James.
Thank you.